So let's, oh yeah.
Do you get any of your influences from other instruments, like saxophone or horns of any kind?
Not majorly. Like I have like a Charlie Parker CD, and I have John Coltrane CD that I listen to now and then to get ideas, from, because I like that kind of phrasing. But I don't really sit down and figure stuff out, Kind of lazy that way.
How do you get like really stiff articulation? I mean, how do you get? Sometimes when I play guitar, I'm not, I don't play that great, but I have trouble like stopping tones and stuff. I mean, it's hard to get the finger and then stop it with one finger.
I guess it's just a matter. You mean like muting and stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I mean it's just kind of a matter of like playing. Like how long have you been playing?
Oh, on and off.
Oh, 2 weeks now.
3 years.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it depends on like how long you've been playing. The more you play, the better you get. If you play every day for 10 hours, you're going to be better than somebody that never plays. Or maybe you won't. I don't know. But one would tend to think that you would. But it's just a matter of playing and practicing and stuff. And like a lot of people get caught up in just practicing scales and stuff. And really, what you have to do is you got to learn all that stuff. You got to learn scales and modes and stuff so you know what you're doing. But once you know that, you have to use it and play and learn how to apply it, or else it's kind of useless. And that's why you hear a lot of people that just play and it doesn't sound like they're saying anything except how many scales they know and whatnot.
Who else played on the new album?
The drummer was Atma Anur, and a bass player, a friend of mine from back home. So we did some gigs already back on the East Coast. We played in Philly and New York and stuff, and it was kind of fun. So hopefully we'll get to do a tour of some sort to support this record. That would be a neat thing.
The new album's a 3-piece?
Yeah, it's 3-piece. So in the studio I put a few little keyboard cookies in there, but live no one will know about it. No one will miss it.
A lot of guitar overdubs in 3-part, or is it mainly arranged so you can play it live?
Yeah, like it's mainly arranged so I can play it live. Like under the solos, like there's no rhythm guitar, So I just like that sound anyway. So there's no rhythm guitar into the solos, and so when we play live, it sounds pretty much like the record. What? Do I still play? No, I totally suck at piano. I can't play for shit. But I want to learn how to play drums. That's what I want to do now is get my drum chops together. So when I do my next record, or at least when I do my demos for my next record, I can play drums on. But it's really hard to play. So let's check out these worksheets that we have here. I need a copy because I don't have a copy of them.
There you go.
All right, so let's see what we have here. All kinds of technical nonsense. This first thing is a little thing that I do all the time. It's really easy, and you can get some cool tonalities from it. And if you take like a basic arpeggio shape, like basic triad, and you can tap notes above it. So if you have A major, you can tap an A and get a 1 octave arpeggio, or you can like tap G sharp and get a major 7 tonality, or whatever other note you want to tap. You can get different tonalities. So you have like, whatever. I just took that arpeggio down in an octave. That's what I did there. I'm going to sit down really quick. All right, here we go. Now I'm sitting, ready to rock. Okay, so what I have there is the major shape and the minor shape, and you can kind of check it out. The next little lovely there is it's the same kind of thing, only I'm adding some legato things, like some hammer-ons and stuff. So I'm adding a hammer-on from the 9th to 11th fret, and then a hammer-on from the 9th to 10th fret on the high E string. And you can do that over and over. And you can slide and whatnot. So do some experimenting with those and see what you come up with. You can also take them and like try like string skipping with those things, and it's kind of a neat thing. But I'm going to try this lick, and it'll probably sound like shit because I hardly ever play it, but you'll get the idea what I'm talking about. I'm taking those arpeggios and using them in a string skipping fashion. So I'm starting out by a little triplet on the low E string and then jumping up and doing a higher arpeggio and jumping around. But licks like that where you're tapping and your hand's always over here, you know, a lot of times if you have like a string dampener or something to kind of quiet the strings, it helps. So I don't know where I would use a lick like that though in a song. It's just the kind of thing where I wanted to see if I could come up with something really stupid, you know, and throw it together. Because I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't put that in the middle of one of my vocal songs. So let's see, what else do we have here? Some more fun little arpeggios. On the bottom, it's a string skipping kind of thing. It's a G major 6 arpeggio, and I'm doing some tapping there. So I'm picking G, the down stroke on the 10th fret, and then I'm hammering on to D, E, and G on the 3rd string, and then tapping with my right hand. And you can move them around diatonically and get some neat little etude sounding things. And then the next thing is the same kind of, we're still on the same page. The next thing is the same kind of tapping arpeggio technique, only using like a really bonehead shape. And that sounds like this. And you can move those around in the same way that I did the other arpeggios. Any questions on that stuff? All right. No questions. Okay, let's see. Some more arpeggios on here. And let's skip the first thing. I don't even remember what that is. You can check it out on your own. And in the middle here we have some 3-octave arpeggios. And they're kind of cool because you can move them around in a diatonic way. And they sound real hip. And the minor version is there too. So if you connect them and like over a chord progression or something, you can get some neat little sounding exercises and whatnot. So like what I'm doing there is just kind of taking those shapes and combining them with like, some legato type shapes and moving them around. So on the next page is an exercise that connects those arpeggios that you guys can check out and learn if you feel like it. Alright. So, give me some more questions. More questions.
Use 11s, right?
Yeah, I use 11s. I use heavy strings. The high E is 11, and then the next string I think is a 14, and then 18, 24, 38, and 49. Maybe it's a 20. No, you know, I don't know. It doesn't really seem to affect it at all. Like all my guitars have 11s on it, and it's weird because like before I used to like I would bend notes, and for some reason like they would be out of tune, and I think part of it was because I wasn't hearing them right, and the other part was because you know I was banging the string too far. And now I really don't have that problem anymore, just because these strings are so heavy, and plus it makes you play like more aggressively, I think. But they work for me. That's why I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say reasons why you should use 11s, but they work for me, and that's why I use them. You know, I like the way they sound and stuff. But it's weird. I can't really. When I pick up a guitar with light strings, they feel like cheese graters or something. It's really strange kind of thing. And let me tell you about the guitar. This guitar is kind of a version of the American Master, which is a neck through body thing. And see, neck through body. And I have some custom graphics on here. I'm really into like old horror movies and stuff, so I have all these old horror movie graphics on the guitar. And all my guitars have my pickup selector up top, just because that's what I'm used to. When I was learning how to play, I played this Yamaha Les Paul copy guitar, and I was used to having the pickup selector up there, so I just put it up there. And good reason, huh? Good reason to have it up there. And my volume knob's a little bit further out, and just 2 humbuckers. And the pickups are DiMarzio. In the bridge position, it's a Super 3, and in the neck, it's, what is this, PAF Pro. See, I don't even know what's in my guitar. But, so anyway, that's kind of what that's all about. And my amp is a Laney head, and it's kind of modified, but I guess no one's supposed to know that. But It's what they did to it was they took like a standard master volume head and added an extra half preamp preamp tube of gain. So like I have my settings, like my master's on 4 and the preamp's on 6, and I still have like tons of gain. Yeah, it's like tons of gain and stuff. And if you turn the volume down low, you can get clean little chords and whatnot. So the other thing too is speakers are really important. Like you definitely, whatever cabinet you have, you definitely have to have the 25 watt selections in there. And so just keep that in mind. I thought you might want to know that. So any questions on gear or anything? My setup is pretty simple because like all I have is my guitar, my cord, and my amp, so not much can go wrong. I have been using this thing called the Roto Vibe, which is really neat. I didn't bring it, I should have brought it, but it's like Jim Dunlop company makes that, and it's like the old reverb, the old amps that had like the tremolo settings on them. You can have that weird, funky tremolo. You can do it with this pedal. Like if you push the pedal in and out, you get different kinds of chorusing and tremolos and vibrato things. It's really cool. So I use that and a wah pedal, and that's pretty much the whole thing. Yep.
I noticed you got some frets scalloped there. Are those just the last 4 that are scalloped?
Yeah, just the last 4.
Do you ever play with the full scallop neck?
Mm-hmm. I don't have any guitars that have them like that. I tried to do it myself once, and I totally ruined the guitar. Cool.
I've heard one too.
Huh?
I've heard that from a few people.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's fun to ruin guitars. Sometimes they deserve to be fun.
You stand to the back of your neck.
Huh?
You stand the back of your
Yeah, there's no finish on the necks too. And the most important thing about this guitar is that there's a graphic on the back too, Vincent Price. So that's really the key to the sound of the guitar is the graphic. So when you get an Ibanez guitar, make sure that you get a graphic. Certain graphics sound a lot better than other graphics. So it's something to keep in mind. More questions? Yeah, I think it is really. I really think it has a lot to do with it. So, any more questions? Give me questions. I need questions. I feed on questions. Yes.
Do you have a strong theory background, or what?
Kind of strong, I mean, I know open D chords and stuff, and C, and G major. So, I mean, no. I mean, yeah, I guess it's pretty strong. I'm not a theory monster, but I know enough, that I can play, and I can still, have fun. Doesn't it sound great, like the ocean kind of thing? So, I guess we'll look at these sheets some more since nobody has any more questions. And yes, let's do that.